So I have a question. Are you considering the strange person is somebody you completely don't know, but you see them and you're like, I'll help them out? Is that what you mean? Or are you talking about just people in general who get to know each other? They might be dating, they might be in a relationship or whatnot, and then they choose to stay. Are those two different situations?
Say that one more time. I heard you, but I want to make sure I heard you completely.
So, uh, so you got one situation where you got a complete total stranger that you see and you're like, all right, I'm gonna help him out or help her out, right? And you agreed for them to come in your house and stay for whatever amount of time. Are you saying that that situation is the same as if it's people is getting to know each other, they're dating, they're doing all the things, right? And they may be in a relationship, they may not, but they choose to stay together. Are you saying that those are the two same situations?
Um, I I think that they are similar situations, but they are different at the same time. I think the first one where it's just this completely random person that you have no desire to be in a relationship with, and you're choosing to occupy this space together, then yeah, I think that's two completely different things. Because
I
there,
agree.
so there was one instance on the show where this Asian woman, ex-military, she moved this older Asian gentleman into her house, and dude probably had maybe like 30, 40 years on her or something like that, right? She was just looking for a roommate to occupy the space to help pay for the mortgage. So dude is there, and I don't they didn't say how many months had went past, but essentially this guy developed feelings for this woman, right? He calls her sister, like, hey, man, I think I'm feeling your sister, woo woo woo. And the sister shot him down, like, no, hey, I don't think that that's gonna work. You're way older. She looks at you like a friend, woo woo woo. And that sparked it. So now, dude, he went out, got a tattoo, started getting plastic surgery in his face to make him look younger. You know what I'm saying? He's doing all of this stuff in order to appease, what I'm saying, this woman that he's been living with and he's now interested in. She essentially shoots him down, and guess what happens next? She ends up missing. She's dead, buried,
Mhm.
buried by a tree or something. You know what I'm saying? So it is, in my opinion, if for a woman to move a random man into their house, even if it's a man that you're in a relationship with, uh, there's two things that's gonna happen, and we even see this with couples in general. There's two things that happen. Uh, One, either the somebody is gonna fall in love with the other person, and it's gonna be bad blood essentially, or two, somebody is gonna be physically hurt um, in that situation. So it's one of those deals of like, why even put yourself in that position?
Okay, well, that's a good point. I think the whole point of me saying that was, it's so often because it's going into our topic. So often we give, women this reputation of it's all about the money. It's not all about the money. Because the question is, are relationships transactional? Do y'all think relationships are transactional?
Absolutely.
I agree.
Uh
I think relationships are transactional.
yeah, I think it's transactional to a degree. Um, Only because, we all know that once people start feeling like they're not getting what they want or deserve, they start making adjustments, right? But there are times where you freely give, even when the other person doesn't have to give. So, and it's not necessarily transactional at that point, but like If a guy is typically not providing the things that this woman wants, she's gonna want something else. If the girl isn't providing the things that a lot of the guy is wanting, he might not leave, but he might leave the relationship before he actually leaves. So, you know, I think that I'm okay with them being relationships being transactional, but I don't think that it's solely transactional. Like I think that, the main things are transactional, but the small things that we do to care and love and help each other out, I don't think those are transactional.
I think that is still transactional though. If even in the case where you use that, that even if this person doesn't have anything to give, I'm still going to give them something. Give them, create a transaction essentially with them, and I I think that is still the same case because in many I think it's still the same because in many cases, you're potentially doing that because they give you something. You know what I'm saying? Like there's still some type of exchange. If if this is somebody in your family or even a random person on the street, you know what I'm saying? They made you smile or something, or they you feel empathy for them or something. There's still some type of transaction that's happening, in my opinion, in that case. So I think that relationships, be it business, be it personal, be it intimate, they're all transactional. You pour into me, I pour into you, type of deal. So that's my perspective of it.
And I tend to agree with you, Viz. Um, if you're not getting something from the relationship, why are you in it? And when you look at that from both sides, then by definition, it's transactional. And that I hate to title it that way, but just by the definition, you give, I give. If you don't give, then we have to reevaluate. And that's what happens in most relationships. So by the definition, it is trans. All relationships are transactional.
I mean, it's life. I just had my niece come over. She's a baby. I haven't seen her in quite some time. And due to me not seeing her in quite some time, she doesn't know me, of course, right? So I have to invest. I had to invest this time with her of playing peekaboo and you know what I'm saying, uh trying to get her to be comfortable with who I am and knowing that I'm not stranger danger and all that other shit, right? I have to do this. I have to invest these transactions in order to build this trust with her. You know what I'm saying? And we're taught that at an early age. And that doesn't stop. We experience that even with your parents, you know what I'm saying? Uh your immediate family is all still transactional. So I think maybe just the term itself could turn people off or it can trigger them or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, um, it's still transactional.